What's going on, VidLifters? It is another Tuesday night. It is 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern for, some people. But, and there's other time zones too, right? Yeah, whatever. It's Tuesday night, and it is time for us to watch some videos, lift each other up with some positive critiquing of some videos, and just enjoy each other's company and learn from each other. So I'm excited for another time. We've got a few people that have submitted videos we've seen before. We're really excited to take a peek at these. One of them, I honestly was really intrigued. Like, I found myself looking at this video like, I want what they've got. I want to do what they have. And isn't that the goal of these YouTube videos? To actually kind of be selling something to the people that are watching, or helping them to further what they want to do. So at any rate, I do have, how did we become the horsemen? I have some horsemen downstairs. Let's see, who do we bring up first? I've got a horseman in a log cabin. Mr. Steve Turtle, why don't you tell us about yourself?
I'm Steve Turtle, and I am in a log cabin. It's called the log cabin, and it's an old farm a log cabin that was used at a community center. It has been brought out here to the Pioneer Settlement, and it is a pretty awesome building. I would like to tell you all about it, but we don't have that much time. But I'm at the Florida Panhandle Pioneer Settlement, and I've been doing some videos about the Pioneer Settlement, and I hope that you can watch some of those and think about some of the things that work campers might be challenged with at a Pioneer Settlement.
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad you're in that log cabin. I love the contrast with the colors behind you. It's beautiful. All right. So next up, we are going to take a look into a virtual library. Everybody tell us what y'all think of virtual bookshelves.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Is this the dentist office? The virtual dentist office.
I had a little thing. The Phillips screwdriver works great for that. Especially when you don't have floss around. I'm Donovan from RV on the Wayside. I'm an idiot. I make dumb videos. I try real hard to pretend like I'm funny, so just laugh at my failed attempts. That makes me feel better.
Is that it? You don't want to tell us anything else? You're a composer too.
Yeah, I'm a composer. I do make music using GarageBand because I don't know how to play any instruments yet, but I am trying to learn the harmonica and the didgeridoo. So there you go. And it won't be long. There'll be a mini movie starring one of the horsemen. Just letting you know. And I'm not talking about me.
Wow, that is so interesting. A mini movie. I'm intrigued. All right. Next up, we are going to pull up the guy I think he's sitting in the attic right now. Maybe. I really can't tell. Or, no, is he in the basement, the attic. All right. It's Mr. McGuire.
Hi. I'm Scott McGuire from McGuire's on Tires. I'm not a work camper. I don't live at a pioneer settlement. That word was pioneer, by the way. I'm not an idiot. I don't make dumb videos, and I do play lots of instruments, but not the didgeridoo. I have, however, heard Donovan play the didgeridoo, and it is it's something. It sure is. Listen, I love every week hanging out with these guys. My family and I have a channel called McGuire's on Tires, and we put out videos typically every week, but sometimes life catches up with us, and it's every couple of weeks. It's just our travels around and checking things out. And we just have a good time together, having family fun. And we share that family fun sometimes on Monday nights at our weekly live streams. If you haven't checked it out, then you're not missing anything. Don't you worry about it. Go check out somebody else's live stream instead, or, get a root canal with a Phillips head screwdriver. It'll serve the same purpose. I am so thrilled to be here with these people and watch. We've got 2 awesome videos tonight, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, thank you all to the 3 other
I'm
horsemen.
sorry. I'm confused. We don't have to subscribe to him, do we?
You should not subscribe to my channel.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if we were being forced. That's all.
As a matter of fact, if you are subscribed to my channel, please reach out and I will issue a full refund. I am so sorry.
Awesome. Full refunds. 12 times 0 equals what? I don't know, but let's go ahead and take a look at our first video tonight. We have got a video from Full Time Dream, and I found this one quite interesting. So let's see what everybody else thinks. Let us know in the chat if you've got any critiquing or whatever you have to say.
Look down into the bin. There's a place for the tires that are the wheels that are on the bin that stands up. And what we're going to do is we're going to set the tires in that end and bring the front end down into it. There. Okay. You see now that the handlebars or the bike fits right down inside the bin, and it fits in there pretty good. And the one reason why I picked the 50 gallon instead of the 40 gallons that I was seeing is because the battery compartment on the 40 gallons were standing up on top. So I just thought that was a chance for the batteries to become damaged while the thing was being transported. I'm going to put the handlebars down inside like so. And I'm going to grab the seat and put the seat in.
All right. Well, typically we like to start off this going clockwise. So I think that means Steve Turtle would go first with what he has to say about this.
Oh my gosh. I got to go first. Okay. All right. All right. First off, the video has 10,206 views. So obviously it is a content that people are searching for. Now I went into what is it, TubeBuddy, and I was looking at some of the metrics. Electronic Bike has 72 million videos. That's a lot of videos, but their keywords rank 24th. So this video got a lot of views because of the ranking. And you know, you could look at the video and go, yeah, you should have B-roll, you should have this, you should have that. But this is one of those videos that doesn't really need that because of the content of the video. There are, 72 million videos. There's 7 million searches monthly for electronic bikes. So it's a very good targeted content. And I think they did well with, like I said, 10,000 views. You know, as far as the content, I think the video is fine. I don't know what their analytics say, but obviously the video has done very well. Now, you know, you could go on about, you know, B-roll and all this other stuff, but I thought the video was fine.
So I've always wanted one of these things and have yet to lay down the dollars for one. I'm kind of impressed that fit in that bin. I thought that was an extremely cool thing to see. I would have liked to seen the side angle to see like how high it actually was sticking out. So maybe a couple other shots of maybe a different view of that same situation. And again, we can always add a little music now and then just to kind of keep it going. But none of this is really needed based on what people are coming here to look for. Definitely could always use more cuts, but you know, this kind of video, this is what people are looking for, and this is the information they want. The only reason why I would still suggest maybe doing at least a couple of those ideas is the fact that you want yours to be watched all the way through versus someone just getting that one piece of information, maybe disappearing. If you make it more attractive, maybe they'll stick around for the entire thing. Now, I didn't get to see the metrics on if they had a drop off anywhere, but that kind of thing could hold them there longer and get more of a solid view out of your video. And I got to tell you, the information was great. So now you've got me really thinking about a bike.
Okay, so see what I did there?
Okay, so
Steve just told us I have the same first thing written down, 10,000 views. So as soon as you see that you've got 5, almost 10 times the number of views as you do subscribers, you're doing something right. What do you need us for? So I could just be lazy and stop like Steve, but they sent us this video for a reason. They want some feedback. So I'm going to go the next step. I'm going to provide some feedback like they asked us to. I mean, call me crazy, but that's what I'm going to do. There's one little clip where you're going from one thing to the next, and you've just hit record, and she says okay to tell you that it's time to start. You know, if you're looking for something to change, I would just cut out the okay and just make that edit. That doesn't have to be in there. One thing that did strike me as odd, I felt like the narration and what we were seeing went fine together because they were happening at the same time, but I kept seeing from here down. I think if we're going to talk that much, I'd like to see the face and the mouth a little bit. So maybe film the B-roll separately and film the face as well, and then put them over top of each other. So we see the face a little bit. We see some B-roll as you're talking about this fitting in here, the back, like what you did, but put some face in there too. I think that would keep my attention a little bit better. But as we see on the screen right now, you're at 57.5% retention. When I'm guessing you mean by the end of the video. If you're above 50% at the end of the video, that video is going to continue to take off. That's a stat that I've seen recently. I mean, that's incredible. So I guess what we're looking at is how do you get to 57.6%? I mean, you're clearly doing stuff right. But again, I'm not going to be lazy and say, just do what you're doing because you've asked for feedback, Steve. I'm just going to go ahead and give it. There were a couple of times in there where there was some dead air while you had said the thing that needed to be said, and you're moving the bike around, or you're grabbing the next thing, or moving on, and there's just some silence in there. If you're looking for some suggestions, which you've asked for, so I'm going to give them, Steve. So you could cut that little segment out. It's only fractions of seconds. It's point something seconds each. I guess he had enough of that. So it's only portions of seconds that you could cut out and get rid of those silences. Or like Donovan said, you could add a little bit of music here and there. You could speed up just those sections. Okay, we've talked about folding up the bike. Now let me show you folding up the bike. There, it's folded up. Now we're going to put it in. You could add some more narration in there. By the way, the PSI is or I don't know, whatever. I mean, there are ways you could fill those gaps or get rid of those gaps. And those are my suggestions because I know that if somebody reaches out looking for feedback, the last thing they want is to go, you're fine, which clearly you are. You're doing something right. And I really was digging for those because when I watched the video, one thing I love about Full-Time Dream is they present the information, period, and you get what you came for. I love it. And keep doing what you're doing.
Well, now that Scott's covered all the topics, I guess I can be lazy. Thanks, Scott. No, I'm just kidding. I thought that this was a great video because I'm interested in the e-bikes, for one. We don't have them yet. And as RCRV pointed out, it is actually a great topic because most videos about these things are about riding them or charging them. Not a whole lot of people, well, okay, maybe a few people are hanging them on the bike racks or something like that. I had never seen this storage in a tub like this before. Oddly enough, right after I prepped this for tonight's show, I saw another one of our friend YouTube channels doing the same thing with a different brand tub. I thought that was really interesting. You know how once you notice something, you start seeing it everywhere. But I loved about this video, like the details about the wheel well inside the tub. I thought that was a really great detail. And honestly, the video I feel is pretty efficient. Obviously there was a little bit of dead space, possibly a little bit of repeating of topics a few times. That's understandable. And the video is performing well, as Steve said. But 10,000 views is great. And I know why you're here, because you want to know, how do we get to 20,000 views? there's two things you want to take away from this. You're drawing people in to watch the videos. You want to obviously keep them watching through this video. You want them to subscribe because they like you and watch other videos. So the way that you do that is they have to have value in your video. A lot of these topics or tips that we're giving, they can help make the video a little bit better. As I was watching it before we even discussed it and everything, I was thinking, what would I do if I was making this video? Because I do make similar style videos, and I've got a few different camera options. I probably would have maybe set like one main camera showing what you're doing, and then maybe one more camera getting that side angle as you were putting it down in. Yeah, it's going to be more work. That is true, but it's going to be the kind of thing that just would take that type of video to the next level. And then some background music playing just to kind of help it flow. Not enough to, they want to keep on hearing your voice. That voice is important. So I think that just some minor changes could really help this be even better. It's already a great video, already performing well. Now it's, everybody out there always has room to improve. Am I right? So that's why we're all here, because even the people at the top, they still have room for, oh, Donovan doesn't need to improve. Okay. All right. Well, let's take this one for another test drive, shall we?
Look down into the bin. There's a place for the tires that are the wheels that are on the bin that stands up. And what we're going to do is we're going to set the tires in that end and bring the front end down into it. There.
Okay.
You see now that the handlebars or the bike fits right down inside the bin, and it fits in there pretty good. And the one reason why I picked the 50 gallon instead of the 40 gallons that I was seeing is because the battery compartment on the 40 gallons were standing up on top. So I just thought that was a chance for the batteries to become damaged while the thing was being transported. I'm going to put the handlebars down inside like so. And I'm going to grab the seat and put the seat in.
All right. So anybody else notice anything around? I mean, I love that commentary on the reason I went with the 50 instead of the 40. That's my kind of topic. I'm literally dealing with that kind of stuff a lot lately.
Well, I personally would have liked a shot of him holding the bike, then show a separate cut of him putting it in, or showing the inside of the thing, and another cut of him putting it in there, and then another cut talking about where that was with a little more focus on that area where the battery would have hit. I like breaking it up a lot more. And the reason why I say that is it brings real focus to the words that you're speaking. And I'd love to see you speaking and then your voice continuing on with the shots that I'm talking about. And I'll be honest with you, this kind of video, I personally think, and I see a lot of these, I personally think you should tripod it instead of hand hold it. I think there's nothing better than watching the action without the shaking too. So the only thing that's shaking is the object going in a still object. And so you just might try tripoding when you do these kinds of videos. I think you'll find that it'll look a lot more professional than what other people have put out there. That's my opinion. It's a shot. It's an option.
But there, we, the four of us, are offering suggestions on things you can do to tweak and make it look more professional. But there's something to be said for the realness of your video. And that's, in this case, I think that's why people are watching. Oh, these are real people. They're just holding their camera. I mean, I'm going to offer the feedback because it was asked for, Steve. But, I mean, for real, I think that's why some videos take off, is because it's real. You're watching, like, if I'm having an issue with plumbing, I want the actual plumber who's on the job and showing me what he's doing. I don't need a fancy produced something from Home Depot.
Me personally, I think people are lazy that ride e-bikes. I mean, paddle the damn thing. I'm sorry.
What have we started here? What is happening right now?
I don't
No.
know, but they're not picking on me, so I'm trying to keep out of it.
I'm actually having a good time. I really think it's a very good video. I think the fact that they honed in on electric bike storage, they've sort of hit like a special spot that a lot of people are, they're looking for e-bikes, but the storage part I think is sort of special in itself.
Well, now
I got it. You guys are hilarious. Is this a moment? Okay, that's a good moment. I got to say that I just did a how-to video and I wished I'd have done more tripod. And watching it back later and thinking, man, I was a little shaky and there were parts that weren't really necessary for it to be shaky. And then there's parts where you actually have to hold it. You want to look up here, and then we come back down here to see how it works. That's fine. But I'm going to stick with it. I don't care what Scott says.
then there are parts that lasted 20 seconds.
Yeah, there was a part that lasted 20 seconds. And you felt my pain.
I didn't feel nothing.
Hey, it never dropped off for 20 seconds, so we disproved something.
Wow. You know what? That actually, I feel like you need to come to this prepared with some PowerPoint presentations.
Oh, jeez.
You just walked right into that one, man. I would love to take a look at those analytics on that. The video's got over 100 views, so.
And speaking of analytics, and you got 10,000 views, but what does that mean as far as your analytics? Did people come, watch, and then drop off? Because a view is a view.
They said 57% retention.
And they said that there was
pretty good.
They said there was a dip at the beginning, but then it leveled out the whole rest of the way, and 57 was at the very end.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's good. It's good.
Yep.
Even
I think it's a
Scott
well-designed topic and video, and I think it did great.
I was just paying attention to what they said in the chat because I listen when people talk and they share information. I don't listen to somebody make a request and then just not do it. I mean,
or you embellish, Scott, because they didn't actually say it was 57% all the way through. You just kind of added that in there.
You know what they say about assuming. It's what I do.
Yes.
Yes, you did do a great job.
Oh my. All right, so shall we go ahead and roll with the next one? Hold on, I may be having some intermittent internet issues. Let me go ahead and try something here.
Come on!
Oh, what about this one?
This has helped a lot.
Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at our next video for the night. It looks like it is time for some Bryce Canyon.
Okay, day 23. It's all beginning to unravel.
Is it day 23?
I don't know. Maybe, let's see.
Day 20.
Day 20. I haven't even made it to 23 yet. We're at Bryce.
We are at Bryce Canyon.
We got to meet the rangers.
After I ran the stop sign.
Yeah, the rangers got to meet our dogs. That was loud.
That was loud.
Oh.
They let me off with a verbal warning for running a stop sign.
There's so many distractions, you know.
Trying to keep myself together there.
There's the dogs. There's the map.
They were very polite.
There's the prairie dogs.
You saw prairie dog?
Prairie dog sign.
Oh, yeah.
That's what distracted us. To the Hoodoo Trail. We are up close and personal with the Hoodoos. Oh, this is great. There's so much to see here. here. We didn't have to go far either.
Paging Scott McGuire. Paging Scott McGuire, will you please report to the screen and tell us what you think?
I remember watching this one this summer. This is one of my favorite It's About Time Now intros ever, because it starts with her. She's like laugh talking, and it puts you at ease, and you want to buy in from the beginning. And she laughs and she says, day 23, it's all beginning to unravel. And I remember watching that this summer going, what's beginning to unravel? Because they had been out west for quite some time. What's beginning to unravel? I couldn't stop watching. And then he goes, actually, it's day 20. I mean, they didn't even know what day it was. So then I had to watch. It was perfect. It was perfect. I really like that one minute segment. I mean, we saw your personalities. You gave us a reason to want to keep watching. You took us through, you just gave us a little bit of an overview of what's about to come. And then we went in and we go find the hoodoos with you. I think if I'm looking for something that I would do differently, you gave a list of some of the things that had gone wrong. I would show some of that. Now, I don't know that you pull your camera out and video when the ranger comes up and your dogs start yelling at them, but you probably have video of your dogs barking. You probably have video of a ranger. You may not have video of the time that you came up on the prairie dog sign, but you could go and get a picture of a prairie dog sign. So what I'm saying is you can come up with some B-roll, and as you're saying the things that were happening, you could show enough for me to go, oh, okay, that's what it looked like when you ran the stop sign and over there in Bryce Canyon. So I think I would add some things, because you got us hooked with that first little bit, but then it was a list. Well, this happened and this happened and this happened. And because they were all mishaps, I stayed tuned for all of it. But if you're looking for a suggestion, I mean, when people reach out to the show, they're looking for a suggestion. So I'll give one, probably just some B-roll of this is kind of what it would look like. I did two things that time. I said I liked the intro and I would add some B-roll. Thank you. Next.
Oh, that just burns me up. That just burns me up.
So, unlike Scott, Steve Turtle actually smiles and laughs when he starts his shots. So I just wanted to point out that Diana is even better than you, Steve. I'm sorry to say. I have to apologize, but she's got a better smile. I don't know. You're getting there though. I mean, we love you, Steve. Don't go away again. I don't know why it's pick on Steve Day, but it's fun. I was going to make the same suggestion. Show the sign of the awkward moment. I wanted to make the same suggestion. Show the prairie dog sign. Show the, maybe a ranger's hat or something. And then I would have loved to hear the dogs barking. That would have really, I think that's the thing that that was an audio thing you could have added that would have been kind of fun, I think. But again, Scott nailed it. It's fun. I can't wait to see where they're going. And when you cut to that shot of coming up on the canyons, I loved that shot because it was almost like a little tunnel or alley. You could see it from a distance. It was a good middle way getting to where you're going to go. And I thought that was a great shot. So let's let Mr. Laugh When I Come on Screen tell us more.
Oh, that just burns me up. That just burns me up. I feel like I'm bamboozled tonight. No, I think the discussion that they were having at the very beginning of the clip and the laughter and the chemistry between the two of them is very infectious. I mean, you really want to watch and find out what's going on. But I agree with everybody else. When you start talking about those distractions, I think, the rangers, the dog, the map, the prairie dog signs are an opportunity to flash some B-roll in there to break it up just a little bit. But, just the two of them talking and the laughter that they have, it really makes you want to get into it And I think that alone is really, really good. But yeah, I would probably, throw in a little B-roll just to break it up a little bit. And even with the B-roll, you're still having that same conversation. It's just that you'll see different things popping up on the screen. And then that's it. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, I felt like as I watched the beginning of this, I felt like it was a really long hook. And honestly, I felt like it was multiple hooks. And I was trying to see, excuse me, a little indigestion there. I was trying to see how could I cut this up, kind of squish it together and make a hook in about 10 seconds or less that would make people come back after a little musical hike to, just to tease them rather than give them a lot, because I felt like a lot was given and then I would have covered that up. I was trying to figure out who was just getting away with the warning. Was it the dogs or the people? I was cracking up on that. It's a great video. I think that Brad and Diana always do an awesome job with their videos. They've got good personality, and that is what is helping them build their fan base, and that's really working for them. And, they're coming back because they're coming back to us because they want to be better. I mean, that's what we should all be striving for. But yeah, I watched that through probably 3 or 4 times, and each time I just kind of, how could I chop this up and make that hook that would make me want to come afterwards? How could I do this Scott McGuire style? That's what I was really asking myself.
Okay, day 23. It's all beginning to unravel.
Is it day 23?
I don't know. Maybe, let's see.
Day 20.
Day 20. I haven't even made it to 23 yet. We're at Bryce.
We are at Bryce Canyon.
We got to meet the Rangers.
After I ran the stop sign.
Yeah, the Rangers got to meet our dogs. That was loud.
That was loud.
Oh.
They let me off with a verbal warning for running a stop sign.
There's so many distractions,
Trying to keep myself together there.
There's the dogs, there's the map.
They were very polite.
There's the prairie dogs.
You saw prairie dog?
Prairie dog sign.
Oh yeah.
That's what distracted us. To the Hoodoo Trail. We are up close and personal. With the hoodoos. Oh, this is great. There's so much to see here. And we didn't have to go far either.
I just want to give him a hug.
Oh. I like, there's a comment here. Let me find it. I enjoy their banter too. I'm not trying to say that I wanted to cut that banter out. I would have put most of the banter after the intro. I was just saying, I felt like, make that shorter hook and then get to that banter later, because it is enjoyable. It is actually fun to hear them talk.
And she's so
I gotta say, hang on just a second, Scott, because you're just gonna repeat stuff. We're not having fun at all, you people. There we go again. I just wanted to point out that they didn't just come to us for more help. I begged them to submit another video because they always give us great stuff. And so I gotta, I don't want everybody to think, boy, they've been on this show a lot. Yeah, it's because we keep asking. That's why.
Can I talk now?
I guess.
Hey, that's how it is at the McGuire dinner table.
You guys are having way too much fun.
Jerks. Yeah, she's really funny. The way she introduced the idea that they got in trouble, she goes, "We got to meet the Rangers." It was so funny. And then we learned, oh yeah, and the Rangers got to meet the dogs. And oh, it's just so funny. Jag family had an idea for B-roll a minute ago. They said, I do this on mine. They said, go grab the little clip of Super Troopers walking up to the car. Maybe you can't find the Ranger that you're looking for, but you can find some Super Troopers walking up to the car. That would be hilarious in there, I think.
That's a brilliant idea.
I think they should do that, right? Meow.
I thought that too. Yeah. Yeah. I know I've said this before about their videos. It was when they were driving down the road in the Jeep and they were starting to go off-roading, how smooth the video was. And I remember asking this then, and I don't remember the answer, but I think y'all probably do. Can you help me? How are they walking down the trail and it's not making me nauseated? You know, that's my favorite. It was so smooth walking down the trail. How'd they do that?
They
I think
didn't
it's
use
magic.
their shooting hand to film?
A magic shooting hand?
No, they didn't use their shooting hand to film.
$100,000 Steadicam.
I'm
think
pretty
it's a-
sure they did not get one of those.
There is stabilization in editing, by the way. And they could have used a GoPro with the stabilization built in, and that works really, really well.
So what if I had filmed and I didn't have the fancy GoPro? So they used the fancy GoPro and they hit the button on there. But what if I didn't have that? How, Donovan, you're saying I could do that in editing? How would I do that?
There's actually, depends on your editor, but some have a stabilization mode. And what it basically does is it shrinks down your full view of your view of what you're filmed, and it finds one spot and it tracks it so that it doesn't look like it moved at all. And that's how some of the editing stabilization comes into play. And it's a pretty cool process.
What if I did have one of those fancy GoPros? Is there, like, do I say, oh, I'm about to go walking down the trail, it's going to be shaky, I need to push some buttons? Like, is there, what do those settings look like?
Well, hopefully somebody will answer in the chat. I've played with them, but I don't remember them off the top of my head. I've got a GoPro 5. 4K was the max, but it offered 0 stabilization at 4K.
8.
So I had to lower it down
to.
Well, I could lower it down to 2.7K and receive stabilization. So what it's doing is it's still recording in 4K, but then it's focusing, and as the camera is moving, it's using software to keep it steady. And we got a great glimpse of that. We actually had mounted the GoPro to the top of the car, and we were driving down the road to a state park. And as we were going over bumps, I could see like the hood of the car moving, but the center of the road did not move. And I was impressed. It worked pretty well for that case.
By memory.
Yeah. I know
So
the newer
By
ones
memory,
are,
GoPro 8 was the first one that did 4K stabilization.
So they're saying
then
it's automatic. You don't have to go push a button or anything. Just
you
when I pick
might
up
have
the
to push a
GoPro,
button to turn it off. Like it's out of the box stabilized.
That is fancy.
And Matt made a good suggestion about a couple shots of your feet walking, that kind of thing. I don't know about you, but I a lot of people do that. And you know what? I like it every time. It's just another angle, another view. It's always good to have those.
Me, I always use the music and I try to match my footsteps up to the beat.
Is that like the video you showed us where you matched all the music to the? No, probably not like that one.
I always match the music. What are you talking about?
Oh, no. Don't make us go pull that up.
I think we talked about this. I've got one where I did match the music to the horse's feet. I think I slowed down the horse's feet a little bit or something. And it's not something nobody would ever go, oh, look, the horse's feet are in time. It's just enough that you go, oh, something's lining up here. I like this. You may not be able to articulate why, but it's just one of those little things.
Did you go clip, clop, clip, clop?
I don't know what you're talking about. Did y'all, we talk about music all the time and how some videos need it. We need to add it. Did y'all notice if the clip we just watched, did y'all notice, did it have music?
No, it did not.
The music started as they transitioned.
It did. It came in so subtly. They still had some silence and they still had some talking. So the music didn't come up and then there was talking and then it came back down. The music came in under everything and it was so subtle. We've talked about this a million times. It was just enough to keep things propelling forward so that now they can add some silence in there while we're looking at some scenery while they're walking. They don't have to talk the whole time. And so your ear still has something to listen to. It was very smart.
I was just looking to see if there was anything else that's. Yeah, yeah. Isn't that the song you used for your horses?
Now that's the song Michael Scott used to know how fast to do CPR compressions.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I want to make sure we're clear on this. Yes, Day One Adventures. Yes, that is correct. Right, Donovan?
Yes. I would agree with that one. Again, driving videos can be good. It just depends on what you're showing and how the conversation is going and what else is happening. But just showing the front road just doesn't work for me. I don't know. But feet, yeah, because that's a whole different angle too. I mean, I've seen shots where they're showing the road and the camera's like all the way down by the wheel, showing the wheel going down the road. Again, that's so you're not prepared for that view, so that's a good shot. But just right in the middle of your dash, running forward, that just, I don't know, doesn't work for me.
It works for a short clip.
Yes.
And usually it needs to have something in it. If it's just the road, even at the short clip, it's still kind of boring. I try to have there be, if I'm going to show that straight ahead, there's going to be something on that horizon that's adds to the video, not just the road.
And do me a favor, if a squirrel runs out in front of don't show that one. We don't want to see something bad happen. I mean, we're talking about, like a beautiful thing that's off the side of the road, right? Not like
saying squirrels aren't beautiful.
What? Yeah, you don't like squirrels?
No. Not roadkill squirrels. No, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, but little fuzzy squirrels.
First he didn't like the squirrel, then he killed the squirrel on the road. Donovan.
No.
I feed squirrels here at the house.
Stop killing the squirrels.
You feed them to get them in the road just so you can get them on video? Donovan. It's not right.
Okay, what does the squirrel say?
There's laws against this.
I'm going to have to get a stuffed squirrel and put it in the middle of the road and drive right over it at one point in the video now, right? Because you guys started this.
You can put it on your bookshelf and fill in some of those empty gaps.
Oh, this is great. Hey, guys. Yeah. I was thinking that maybe we could learn a little bit of something from Donovan. You think there's any chance we can learn something from Donovan?
No.
I don't know. I feel like he's got something that he really wants to smash home for us.
Hi, this is Donovan from RV on the Wayside. We here at vIDLIFT would like to talk to you today about smash cut. A smash cut, it's when one scene cuts to another scene with a dramatic difference. It's made to shock the audience. By dramatic difference, I mean you can use this to go from like a fast action scene to a still shot. You could use it for a close emotional moment and then show the same scene from a distance. You could go from something really violent to something peaceful. You can even go from a quiet moment to a loud moment, or vice versa. Imagine a killer showing up and he's got a knife and he's about to stab somebody, and right at that point you cut to a beautiful flower, a rose, a red rose blooming. That's an example of a smash cut. Let's see what you think of this scene. There you have it, a smash cut. I'm sure you recognize this iconic moment from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Great film. Done right, you can use a smash cut to just move the story along, like a normal transition. In this example, we see the moment where our character Cameron is contemplating life all alone while looking deeply into a painting in a quiet place like an art museum. Then the cut happens and it takes us to a loud parade with music and all these people marching and gathering. It's a dramatic opposite, if you will. It shocks the audience and moves the story right along. My wife Jody and I were discussing how could you use this for a flashback in time or a flash forward to a future moment. Imagine showing someone up close at a funeral. Maybe they're crying or angry, and then cut to a scene where they're just partying hard at a big gathering with music and people screaming. Or maybe you could use this in a comedic scene where someone was just texting away and saying out loud how they can handle walking and texting at the same time, and you show an open manhole in front of them with the sounds of the streets being really loud during the entire scene, and then bam, cut to a close-up of their face with no sound. Pan away slowly, showing them all bandaged up in a hospital with their phone still in their hand. The uses can be endless. What might you use it for? Don't forget, sound and imagery can be used separately or together to create a wonderful smash cut. Thanks for watching.
That was really cool. Thank you, Donovan, for putting that together for us. I love the fact that we're going to play around with some cinema and doing expanding our knowledge of making videos. That was awesome.
Someday I have to figure out how to keep my glasses on so I can still read my notes and view my notes while I'm doing these things, because to memorize all that was too much for me.
Yeah, I could understand that. And then on top of that, the green screen effect was giving you demon eyes through your glasses.
Oh,
the red
awful.
from the VIDLIFT was coming right there.
I know. I almost wanted to go like this just to freak people out.
No,
So what do you guys
in
think?
in
What
the
can you
chat,
use a smash
honestly,
cut for?
not only smash cut. Hold on. In the chat, tell everybody talk about as well his zooming in and zooming out, especially at the end. And not just the smash cut. I mean, I felt like all your movements, it helped to keep me glued to the screen. It made it less boring. I mean, you're just talking and you're talking about something I want to hear and learn about. But the movement of you on the screen kept me from looking away to my phone while you're talking. Anybody else have a
I paid
thought on
you
that?
to say that.
No, I thought it was good. It gave me a few ideas. I don't know that I've done that. And what do we call it? Interrupts.
Mm-hmm. Pattern
I think-
interrupt.
Yeah, pattern interrupts. I think it's sort of whatever. I think it falls in line with that. And sure, I like it. I think I'll use it more often.
Now, I learned this week that smash cuts can be misused, right, Donovan? What would be an example of a misuse of a smash cut?
Misused.
Yeah. Was that just me? So I shared a video with Donovan, and I said, "Hey, I'm putting this out on the YouTubes. Can you tell me what you think about these spots?" And he pointed out that I had a pattern interrupt in there on purpose, but the particular pattern interrupt I chose, it was, I guess, the stuff before it and after it was kind of slow moving, and that was kind of fast moving. He said that turns into a smash cut, and I don't know that that's what you want there. So would that be, I guess that would be a misuse because it didn't have the desired effect, right?
Yeah, if it takes a smash cut, supposed to keep the story moving or progress the story along. It has a purpose. If it's just a pattern interrupt, that's a totally separate thing. That's something that may not even pertain to what's happening, just to shock the viewer and move and then go back to where you were. Might be like someone screaming, and then all you do is you show a vase getting slashed on the ground and back to their screaming, right? That can almost work. Another famous one is when people are when they're having a dream and all of a sudden they wake up and you hear that and it shows the alarm clock next to them, right? That's another, it's a sound and it's a visual that completely changes the moment. You're supposed to shock.
Yeah, and you're not talking about teeth.
Nope. Very different.
Teeth.
Very different. Nope.
All right.
Poor
Right.
Scott. Poor Scott.
I love you,
He's
Scott.
having a rough time. He's having a rough week, everybody. I just want you to know. Are you going to use a face mask or anything?
I got to protect myself from the elements.
Yeah.
That would work.
This is a craft Sophie made. I'm going to use it for a little bit.
So hopefully we get to see the video that Scott's talking about sometime soon.
Yes.
Maybe we'll bring it on here. Would you let us do that, Scott, so we can?
It's out. It came out today, and I did adjust the teeth slightly, and I did leave in the pattern interrupt because I'm curious if it did what it was intended to do. So if y'all wanted to grab those clips, and we could talk about them, because you're not going to embarrass me. I know what my teeth look like.
Don't get me wrong. I thought it was a really good video. I enjoyed it. It was awesome.
Except for that.
So did you colorize all that?
I did. I colorized the whole thing. Guys, what they're talking about is I wanted to give this video a different look when you look at it. And so I played with some colorizing. That's what Dave taught me. And I apparently went a little bit too far because it brought out the mother of pearl that is my teeth. Remember that commercial? They were trying to guess the substitute or the teacher. So, like, everything around me is so vibrant, and my teeth are like tobacco stained yellow or something.
So let's just point out that poor Steve Turtle, he went through heck of a show or two ago when things went wrong. But when you see Scott's teeth, you're going to know he's getting revenge. I mean, Steve Turtle's not going to let up when we show something.
It was like a Friends episode.
I mean, his white teeth look like all gold teeth. He's got a grill.
I'm sorry. I love you, Scott.
So what I did, I was happy with the intended purpose of the pattern interrupt. That was a whole other thing. I left that alone. But I took y'all, because both of y'all gave the same feedback. I went back and edited that and pulled down in that section. I pulled down the color, and I had some B-roll on top of it. I made the B-roll a little longer so my teeth are not on the screen as long. So it's like the smaller smile instead of the bigger one. So I took your suggestions, and I really do appreciate them.
Well, that's for Donovan right there.
Unfortunately, yes.
That zoom in, we got to see everything nice and clear.
Oh, my. Yeah, so when I did that little bit on there, I tried to do the get up real close and personal and then have it pan back out like I was describing what happened in the thing. So I don't know. It was fun to do. I appreciate you guys even allowing me.
As you were describing Smash Cut in the video, and I was trying to visualize it before we really got the good representation that you were presenting, I was thinking of that video that keeps showing up online of that truck racing right for that barricade. And it keeps cutting to different angles, and you never actually see it hit. And it just keeps, for some odd reason, I was thinking of that. And then, just cut away to something else, and you never see the truck hit the barricade. That's kind of what was coming to my mind.
Whoever's clicking, go back to Whoa Nelly. I like really practical. Look at that. That's practical because we don't all have stabilization. So what do? How do we keep Scott from getting nauseated when he watches your videos? Stand still and talk. Genius. I mean, I know I'm silly sometimes, but I'm being serious. So that's a really great tip. Thank you.
You sound like a father when you say that.
A warning banner for everybody that says, Scott, don't watch this part.
This is a red band trailer. If you're Scott McGuire, don't watch. Nausea may ensue. No, but you sound like a father when you're talking to the kids. Can you stop and just look at my eyes and talk to me so I can understand what you're trying to say? I don't know. Maybe I have too much experience with that.
Yeah, but you didn't talk about his teeth. That's what we're here for.
Well, he said he toned it down and made adjustments. I think you guys got to see something nobody else did. And I missed it. And I'm sorry, Scott. I have been excruciatingly busy. Sorry.
You've had some things going on, brother, and congratulations.
Hey, my attic is empty. I mean, empty. And then I put the ladder up for sale.
Boy, we did good on this show. I guess we have to create more content for in between.
I guess
it's tough
so.
when you got good videos.
Right? And you don't have a whole lot to talk about, or, Scott just silences Steve for some odd reason.
Hold on. If Steve would have given feedback when the creators asked for feedback, we would be at the end of our time right now. But that's like 3 minutes of talking.
It's nice once in a while just to have, a little quieter time, though, I have to admit.
Hey, I think they knocked it out of the woods. I mean, they really did well, and there's no necessary nothing.
Oh my God!
Come on, I wish I had 10,000 views.
I'm gonna. Oh yeah, that one. I'm going to defer to somebody else because I am awful at that. Who could speak to this?
No, I'm not a keywords kind of guy. I look at the keywords, but I'm not sure if they're really valid, because you take the video that Full-Time Dream submitted, they're ranked 24th with all the keywords, but they got 10,000 views. So YouTube, based on the volume of traffic that they get when the first video comes out, YouTube promotes that video. And it doesn't matter about the hashtags or the keywords. It is because people are watching it. So it doesn't really matter, what keywords are in there or what metrics are in there. It's because people are watching it. And I think that is the important part. Content is king. So if you put something out and it's got good content, people will watch it.
However,
go ahead.
However, if you do take time to put solid keywords, and I'm not sure how hashtags work on YouTube, but if you do take time, you can be number one at some things. I mean, I put a brand new video out with like 6 views, and I was number 2 and number 1 on a couple search topics that are fairly popular. And that was just by me studying all the ones ahead of me or that were already out there and trying to find what's the best ones to use. And then I put those together and I was able to get high on the list. So there is some value to that.
Elk butts. Elk butts must be really big, because I know elks are not small.
If you couldn't see Scott's teeth, you must have a filter on your screen. I'm just saying.
The elk butts and the teeth are not in the same place.
No. Thank goodness.
Come on, Dave, wrap this up. Get us out of here.
Oh my goodness, look at the time. We should not even be here anymore. What on earth are we doing? Hey, next week we're going to be on what channel? We're going to be on the vIDLIFT channel, because we have our own vIDLIFT channel now. How awesome is that? And I want to give a big shout out to Donovan. Anyway, thank y'all so much for being here. We really appreciate y'all coming by and watching this live stream. It is just a blast, and we will see you